Hello and welcome back to Tesla News. My name is Marian and I'm your host today, and I'm glad to have you back here on my channel. So let's dive into more news from Giga Berlin. We will look into the exports that are done for Q3 and also look into more news regarding battery market and the general car market. So let's dive into the first news regarding the factory in Germany. DG Times made a report article about that. So pretty much it's the way we all expected. They are working inside, they're trying to expand production. But what is interesting is that there are a few areas that are already capable to support a much bigger production rate. So the actual production rate and then some areas of the factory are different. So some areas can already produce more parts than the actual production is happening. So that is actually some good news. It really shows that they are not staying at the level they are right now, but they are preparing already all areas outside of the actual production line to support a higher production rate. And then looking into the entrance, you see it's finally done. And we also have here pictures from the weekend. We have never seen that many trucks on a weekend actually picking up cars. Fly Brandenburg, who did the footage in the background, who did the footage on Sunday. It's of course quiet on Sundays, not much happening. These pictures are actually from Saturday. And also I can tell you that there's a lot of export happening. We have seen transporters going to the France market. We also have other countries that these cars are transported to. So again, just keep in mind that export is happening from the first 2 months to other countries, and then September is going to be mainly, but not everything, for the German market. Then for the standard range, we have seen a lot of different prices. Just want to remind you guys, for the Model Y long range, it is the candidate for the next price increase. I think the feedback of a lot of customers in Germany, and now you are from other countries, you can give your feedback as well. Many say, well, the 54,000, well, that's okay. But why should I buy that if I have such a tiny difference to the long range? I would rather buy a long range. So I do expect Tesla to change that. So a price increase for the Model Y is incoming. It is just a question of time. That is, everyone in Germany is sure about that. The demand for Model Y standard range is very high. I have given a lot of feedback from customers, friends that said, well, I'm going to order a standard range. So demand is there. And for the long range, I do expect a price increase to make a difference, a bigger difference, because in all other countries, the difference in price is way bigger than in Germany. So looking into China, we have here footage from Wuhan. This is pretty much the last ship going to Europe. It would make no sense to have another one. We have Höchst St. Petersburg in Saarbrücken right now for the British people watching. Glovis Companion being on its way to Southampton. The Glovis Challenge, Glovis Sunrise, Glovis Sun, Glovis Crystal and Glovis Courage are all ships. So a total of 5 ships for the European market, which will also be included for United Kingdom. You guys gonna get some cars from those shipments as well. So for the carriers, it is the last one, Glovis Courage. It's also proven by the footage of Wuhan in the loading dock in Shanghai, because the loading dock is pretty much empty. So it makes no sense anymore right now to expect another carrier to actually bring cars to Europe. Which I don't know is if maybe 1 or 2 carriers might go to Australia. So maybe they're going to put some cars for the Australian market there, or Japan market, but not for the European market as well. And just as a reminder, when I said 8 shipments to Europe, I meant the European Union. If we combine now, we had 10 shipments with the UK included. And so that makes a lot of sense. Just remember, a few weeks ago, I got the source. Seems like it was true, because that is what we get when we add up all the carriers. Then we're looking into CATL. They have a total market share of 35%, which is the leading position in the battery market when it comes to supplying EV makers. And they're also working on the M3P battery, but they're also working on even more batteries. So It's very important to understand that I believe it's just a question of time, even though Tesla has denied it. But me personally, I believe it's a question of time to introduce a new LFP battery from a supplier like CATL to make it even more better, the LFP battery in the Model 3 standard range, or are we talking about BYD LFP batteries in the standard range from Germany? Then looking into the share of batteries being produced without nickel and cobalt, it is getting more and more. So in blue, you have all the batteries, the NMC batteries and the NSCA batteries that have nickel and cobalt inside. And those shares are going down. And people have not really believed in that in a few years ago, like in 2018. But it's proven that those batteries without those two components are getting actually much more market share. As Elon Musk said, LFP batteries, they could reach a level of 50% of the total EV market. It really shows that we could go that way very soon. And for the standard range, by the way, just for clarification, the first standard range Model Y will actually get with the LFP battery from China to Europe. It's not going to come from Germany at the first place. So the first Model Y standard range will come from China. Looking into the Valley of Death, I have actually mentioned that many times here. Just want to reassure that you keep that in mind. I believe that the curve could be a bit different. We never know how this is going to play out. But if we look into all the new car sales, so all the ICE cars being sold, we clearly see a decline all over the board. I mean, there are barely companies actually being at the same level or keeping the same level of cars being sold. So declining everywhere, and that is the reason because people are holding on their ICE car. People don't believe anymore so much into buying a new ICE car because they already know what the future could be. So ICE cars will decline, and we kind of get the limitation issue as we see with the Model 3, as we see with waiting times for other brands as well when it comes to EVs, because many people wait for those cars, and that is where we are. We are going into that valley, and we're going to get out of the valley in a few years, but it's going to take some time. So thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate your time. If you do like my work, especially as a German, giving you some information as well from the European side here, I would really like that you give me a like and of course subscribe to my channel. I do wish you a wonderful day, good start into the week, and have a good day. Thank you.